New evidence suggests Elizabeth I may have died of natural causes. In 1558, Elizabeth I succeeded her half-sister Mary I to the English throne. During her 45-year reign, she became one of the most well-known and respected monarchs in English history. Elizabeth was known for her intelligence, political acumen, and her refusal to marry. She was also known for her strong belief in the Protestant faith, which led to her nickname, the Virgin Queen. In 1603, Elizabeth I died at the age of 69. For centuries, it was rumored that she had been poisoned by her chief minister, Robert Cecil. However, new evidence suggests that Elizabeth I may have actually died of natural causes. A team of historians from the University of Leicester recently completed a comprehensive study of Elizabeth I's medical records. Their findings, which were published in the journal Medical History, suggest that the Queen may have died of a heart attack or stroke. The team examined over 2,000 documents, including letters, diaries, and medical records. They also interviewed surviving members of Elizabeth I's court. Their findings suggest that the Queen had a number of health problems in her later years, including arthritis, dental problems, and a possible heart condition. Elizabeth I also showed signs of stress and anxiety in her final years. This is not surprising, given the political and religious turmoil of the time. The Queen was under constant pressure to marry and produce an heir, and she was also dealing with the threat of the Spanish Armada. The team's findings suggest that Elizabeth I may have died of natural causes, rather than being poisoned by Cecil. However, they cautioned that it is impossible to know for sure what caused the Queen's death. The new evidence has reignited the debate about Elizabeth I's death. Some historians believe that the Queen was poisoned, while others believe that she died of natural causes. The truth is, we may never know for sure what happened to Elizabeth I. The new evidence from the University of Leicester is certainly interesting, but it is far from conclusive. There are still many unanswered questions about Elizabeth I's death. For example, why would Cecil poison the Queen? Cecil was Elizabeth I's most trusted advisor, and he was widely considered to be one of the most competent statesmen of his time. Cecil was also Elizabeth's godson, and he was very loyal to her. There is no clear motive for Cecil to poison the Queen. Another question is why Elizabeth I's body was not exhumed and examined at the time of her death. If the Queen had died of natural causes, there would have been no reason to suspect foul play. However, if Elizabeth I had been poisoned, an autopsy would have been the best way to confirm this. There are also some inconsistencies in the accounts of Elizabeth I's final days. For example, some accounts say that the Queen was in good health in the days leading up to her death, while others say that she was bedridden and ill. It is also worth noting that Elizabeth I was not the only monarch to die in mysterious circumstances. In 1592, Elizabeth's half-brother Edward VI died at the age of 15. It was rumored that Edward had been poisoned by his uncle, Robert Dudley. However, there is no conclusive evidence to support this claim. In 1612, Elizabeth's cousin, King James I of England, also died in mysterious circumstances. James I's death was originally attributed to natural causes, but some historians now believe that he may have been poisoned. The new evidence from the University of Leicester is certainly interesting, but it is far from conclusive. There are still many unanswered questions about Elizabeth I's death. Until more evidence is found, we may never know for sure what happened to the Virgin Queen.